Let's take a minute to go back. Back before the snowstorms came, back before the gray of winter, back before the leaves began to fall, all the way back to summer. Actually, September, almost fall. Hay season, just beginning to come to a close. How did it go? Well, let's take a look.
Guess what this means? It is time for second cutting hay, finally! Normally we do second cutting hay in the middle of summer, but because it's been such a rough year, there wasn't any grass to cut. So now we get to cut it. I've got my brand new hydraulic line connected in. I do have to do a little bit of, okay, I know you guys are laughing, this is really long, but I'd rather have it too long than too short. So I will find a way to I don't know, stuff this on here somehow with some string. So the last thing we have to do is we have to connect our PTO. So there's a really easy way to do this. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Alright, so this is my main 10-acre hay field. This is not looking its best. You can see there's a lot of different weeds that are growing up in here, a lot of Queensland lace. It's just been a year. It's just been a year. Queensland lace isn't toxic, but it just doesn't make very nice bales. Neither does this stuff. It's kind of stemmy. This one's definitely going to seed. But you can see right through here, this stuff is super thick. I mean, look how thick this is. I'm not entirely sure why. I know that when I went through and seeded, I really tried to hit the side of this hill really hard because it was so barren. So it's possible that this is hayseed from 2 years ago that it's finally just kicking off. This section has a lot more grass than this section. I mean, you got that, like literally it's like there to here. You can see almost the line. So it's got to be the cedar. And it might be about 18 to 20 inches. You can't really see much because it's falling over. But I pull it up. I mean, the longest one's probably up to here. So that's easily 24 inches, if not more. But it's definitely not as thick right through here as I'd like. So all we can do is just cut it and hope for the best. So I have the orders in for my customers. So I've got 2 customers right now that have pretty good size orders, and then I've got my own stuff. I'm hoping for about 600 total bales. That would be, I think that would meet everybody's needs. It's not gonna be an amazing year by any chance, but as long as I can get everyone's hay needs supplied, I'll be happy. I'll be happier. I won't be happy, but I'll be happier. Oh, you guys are wondering why I'm wearing a bright orange shirt? 2 reasons. It's a new color that TrueWork released for their women line. And the other reason is it makes me look really tan, I feel, even though I'm not really tan. Because I don't go to the beach. And the other reason is if I get lost in this hayfield, they'll be able to find my body pretty easily. So
Sometimes when you assume it's dry enough to cut, it's not dry enough to cut and it clogs up your hay cutter. So then you gotta pull it all out, wait a little bit longer, and try again.
drove through a patch right through there that was really, really, really thick. And this is somewhat thick right here too. But then if you come up here a little bit more, you'll see it's a little bit thinner. You can also see this strip right here is very thin. This is actually the access road that normally is mowed, but isn't. So I just went ahead and clipped it down with a hay cutter. But this is all stuff that I heavily seeded 2 years ago. And I'm definitely seeing a difference. I don't know if you remember or not, but the seeder had a lot of issues. We were renting it from, I think it was the county extension or the county conservation district, and it was terrible. It was a John Deere seeder, one of the most common seeders out there, and it was just trash. Just trash. It would not put the seed down. It didn't matter what we calibrated it to. And we had the manual. I set it up just like the manual as much as I could, the shape that it was in. But, and a couple of you guys chimed in on that video that live in Michigan and knew exactly what seeder that was because you had that same issue. So I knew it wasn't me. So that's why I love my local viewers too, because stuff like that, you know, none of my neighbors have experience renting that drill. I don't even know if they drill anything. I don't know where they get their seed from. So yeah, it was definitely nice to hear that, but it's too bad that it didn't work. I mean, it was, I think I came out to $150 total to rent it, which isn't too bad really, but they charge you by the acre, and I had to redo it I don't know how many times because it was not putting it down. So my 10 acres turned into 40 acres that I got charged for. Look at this right here. This is all nice and thick. And I don't know why that's all nice and thick, other than it's just the base of the hill, and maybe it's just getting a lot of rain and shade right there. Well, I mean, it is shaded more, so that's probably part of it. I think I was laying it out pretty good though. You don't want it too wide, otherwise I'm gonna run it over. Alright, time for round 2. The dew dried up a little bit earlier, so we're hitting the fields a little bit earlier, which is nice. So the rest of this will probably take like less than half an hour, and then the other field will probably take 45 minutes, and then it'll be ready to get dry in. So we have been very, very blessed. It's going to be in the mid 80s this week. It was scheduled to be in the low 70s and cloudy, but now it's going to be windy, sunny, and hot. So hopefully it'll be dry in time for Saturday, because now they're predicting possible thunderstorms Saturday afternoon. Today's Wednesday. So we've got Aaron riding along for the last little bit. And then after we get this field cut right here, what are we gonna do?
The other field.
Well, we're actually gonna go in the woods and look for some mushrooms and a stick for you, right? See, because you wanted a stick. Because we don't have any sticks in the front yard. So we have to go in the backwoods to get a stick. Because boys love sticks. Alright, let's get rolling. Now you can push it up. There you go. There you go. Hopefully it should start to get easier as it moves in. So do you know why we have to do this?
Why?
Yeah, I'm asking, do you know?
Huh?
Do you know
No what?
why we have to crank it in?
I don't know.
Well, because to get to the next field, we have to go down the road, the driveway road, and there's trees on either side. And when we crank it in, it makes it smaller, so it fits right behind the tractor. Otherwise, we'd run over all the trees and it'd rip us all apart. Doing a good job. There you go. Yeah, believe it or not, I was trying to park so that this would be easier, but I don't know that it's as easy as I thought it was going to be. She's doing good.
So far, so good. The weather was holding out. Nothing was breaking down. The grass was looking absolutely amazing. And best of all, I was smoking a turkey on our new grill. And it smelled amazing. And it was done by the time I was done, which meant we got to have a good dinner that night. But I can't say that the rest of hay went so good. So stay tuned.